confidence in the electoral body and, etc. But then people will say, shouldn't you have given this counsel to your party? That is really too close to the polls. This is headlines. APC demands removal of Abia, Akwa Ibom, Cross River Rex, threatens to boycott polls. This is on the front pages.
Now, where we are now is that we'll have to give confidence to our people.
Yes.
Where we are now is that we'll have to go in for the elections because we're confident that we will win. We are confident, despite the action of His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel, who has raped the treasury, bringing out every money from all sources to compromise even the most unlikely person, to get on the streets and spend money on the voters and creating the kind of situation that has never been witnessed security-wise, creating the kind of situation that has never been witnessed in terms of the economy.
Akwa Ibom has always been a flashpoint. Always been a flashpoint.
But it had been. Yes. It had been most times, but it hadn't been to this extent at this level, And I want to say that we are going in for the elections. We will win the elections. I am calling on all APC members, all voters in Akwa Ibom State, to consider the kind of government that we have in the state and do everything to vote out that government. And consider what His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari has done for Akwa Ibom at this stage and then come out to vote for President Buhari, voting for all the National Assembly candidates on the 23rd, so that we will win.
I want to ask you some pointed questions on the allegations that he made against you. He says that your PA is the wreck in Bayelsa State.
That's not correct. That's not correct. I'm surprised that it is coming from him.
He had no relationship with you whatsoever?
At all, and completely none.
Okay. He also says that you have 8 soldiers attached to you when you're moving around. You didn't hear him. You heard him, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
But that is not correct, and I'm surprised again.
How many soldiers do you have attached to you?
None. I only have policemen.
So you don't move about with soldiers?
No, please. Okay.
He also says that the wreck in Bayelsa State was a card-carrying member of the APC before he was made wreck. Is that true?
You remember that there were these allegations, and the Senate investigated for over 8 months, 9 months, and finally found out that that is not correct before they screened and cleared him. So he has no relationship with the party, with APC or any member or any party at all.
So you are telling people, are you going to be telling your party to not continue along this line as well, in terms of boosting, or is it, will I say, talking about the confidence of INEC?
What we're doing is building the confidence. Our party, ourselves, will tell the truth as to what it is. But we've decided to go in for the elections because the people are there. The voters are there. Majority of the people are with us. And the tide is in favor of APC at the national level, at the state level, and the PDP is crying and complaining.
Senator, this was the position of your party as at yesterday, that they will boycott the polls if the rec is not changed in these 3 states. That's their threat. You are saying you cannot personally, castigate these people because you are instrumental to their being appointed or, confirmed by the Senate, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But the question is, aren't you going to be giving the counsel to your party that this kind of talk of boycotting the elections, talk of saying that the recs in these states are biased, is going to affect you negatively if the polls should come on Saturday?
No. We have taken a decision that we will go in for the elections, whatever the stage. I had stated here earlier that even if it is Uche Secondus that is made the rec now, given the confidence we have, given the preparations we have, given the people whom we have as our voters, and given the extent of support that we have, we are going in for the elections.
So we should take these threats as empty?
No, we are going in for the elections because we've decided...
we should take the threats that you boycott the elections as empty.
We will not boycott the elections as of today. We are going in for the elections.
Well, we've been speaking with Senator Ita Enang, who is the Senior Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, and also a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council.
And also the Director General of APC Campaigns, Akwa Ibom State.
Well, You've heard that last one there. Thank you so much for coming on Sunrise Daily. Chamberlain, it's back to you.
Yes, and then how could you forget that last bit? So that doesn't find you funny. Okay, well, he said clearly, look, the allegation you made about the wreck in Bayelsa, he says it's not true. The allegation you made about security pen attached to him, he says it's not true. And so clearly he says you're fabricating all of this and it doesn't help the polity in any way.
What would you expect him to say on TV?
He said they screened the wreck and cleared him. So if they screened and cleared him, how then do you still say he's a member of the party?
There are many reasons why people are screened and cleared, and that is off the record now. Now, what do you expect him to say on TV?
Well, you said there are many reasons people are
Yeah, there are very many reasons. There are times when you come to a compromise and you're like, can we just let this go? Not because the issues raised. He told you that it took all of 8-9 months. You know, so in politics, there are times when you just come to a compromise and say, well, what's the harm that can be done? And you allow it. Now, but the issue is, what did you expect Ita to say? That gentleman in 2007 bought a nomination form of our party to go to the Senate. And when he lost the nomination, he found himself back to the House of Representatives. That is on record.
Nomination of what? Of
PDP? PDP to go to the Senate in 2007. And when he lost the Senate race, he found himself on the ballot again for the House of Reps that he never stood nominations for and never bought form for. Let him also deny that. He has said he's not carrying soldiers. I'm going to take those pictures of those soldiers. He went on an interview on Thursday last week, with the commissioner. He was sparring against the commissioner for works. When he was driving out of the radio station, incidentally, I was driving on that road with Odoma. His soldiers were the ones who stopped. Akwa Ibom people know the truth. Now, I'm going to take a picture of Ita with soldiers and send to you. Now away from that, his governorship candidate has 30 soldiers we live on the same street in the housing. I'm going to take those photographs again and send to you. But now, that's not even the issue. The issue about voting APC, voting PDP.
Yeah, before that, just a minute. Before that, he says that the governor, he accused the state government of spending money on the streets, on the electorate, with a view to compromise elections. Is that happening?
We're not the people doing trader money. We're not the people walking inside the markets to share 10,000. No. What the state government is doing is, which had been done since the first day of the Dom Emmanuel administration, is to give in the minimum 250,000 to traders to use for their trade. Some people have gotten 1 million, and it has started from day one. What the governor is doing, which is giving Itanang and co a lot of discomfort, is that everything the federal government has tried to do, which is unsuccessfully successful in Akwa Ibom. Today we'll be landing Ibom Air. And remember that Nigeria tried to bring back Air Nigeria, and it didn't work. Today we'll be landing Ibom Air, the first of its kind. When the federal government is thinking of doing pencils in 2020, we're already doing pencils in Akwa Ibom. When you come to Akwa Ibom has never been this peaceful in the past 12 years. You know, it has never been. Up until now, he cannot accuse the governor, or you can't find politically motivated killings.
You know, for those who are listening to both of you and who want to go to Akwa Ibom State and vote, don't you think that they may just be a little apprehensive, saying, look, if this is the rhetoric coming from both parties, they just may be endangering themselves if they go out there to vote?
No, the rhetoric, the war rhetoric, which started with the uncommon defector cum national comedian, Chief Godswill Akpabio.
No, let's not denigrate the...
No, but he said so. He said so on your program that he's a comedian. I'm quoting him, sir. It was a program, an hour-long program. I'm quoting him. If someone addresses himself as such, should I not...
well, just
okay, now, so the Warsaw threat came from the APC. PDP have said severally that we have two P's in PDP, both of them standing for peace and prosperity. Now, so we have never sounded war cry. We have never done it. It came the Warsaw threat of the fact that when federal might arrives, he went to Enugu and said it, that when federal might arrives, that he has left the PDP so that he won't be pushed down, that the level of power the federal government will bring to Akwa Ibom will pull down everything.
Has your party, how much of peaceful messages has your party pushed out, urging people to go out there and vote and don't take laws into your hands?
What you don't understand is that with the Akwa Ibom people, this threat of war is simply on TV. The Akwa Ibom people are enjoying peace, manifold peace.
Yeah, I mean,
from my party, almost every message we send out comes with peace. The governor preaches peace at every time and says, listen, That is why we've even gotten to Christian Association of Nigeria. We've asked them to pray for peace. We have been absolutely committed to peaceful elections in Akwa Ibom. And we're simply asking, with the current way they are changing security chiefs, at the end, on the day of governorship election, we'll be appealing to the IG to come to Akwa Ibom. We'll be asking the head of all foreign missions to come to Akwa Ibom. And we're saying, AIG Kimo is a critical problem to the enthronement of war in Akwa Ibom State. The only condition we would agree that he comes is let him have 2 foreign observers seated by him, listening to his calls and observing his motion.
Kimo is not AIG Zone 6. Some are telling me that Kimo in Nelago, rather, is the AIG.
But he brought himself there.
All right.
Kimo has relocated to Akwa Ibom.
All right, in number 1.
I hope you can even come to Akwa Ibom.
Publicity secretary of PDP Akwa Ibom State.
I won't add any other thing, unlike
Kitana. Well, thank you for coming on this.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mark,
Thank you.